So when it's 10 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock.
There's still people here.
Hey, River Mountain. Hey, Kelly. How are you guys?
Welcome.
Oops, I need to mute this.
So when it's 10 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock.
Hold on just a second.
There's still people here.
That was a joke from last week. Hey, keeping in touch. We were still streaming, and I was done. I was so tired, and he kept going, and we were still streaming. I started fussing at him. I'm like, listen, when it is 10 o'clock, stop the show. Hey, View from the Woods. How are you guys?
Hey, welcome. We'll give a few more minutes for some more people to join. I want to start right off.
Yeah, we're trying to, you might see me look this way, and we're trying a new thing out tonight where I've actually got the chat up over here. I can, oh, it's finally a sunny day here too. What did we get up to, 60 degrees?
60, yeah.
It was so nice. We actually went on a little ride around the property today.
Another Todd.
Oh, really? Where?
My View from the Woods. He's a Todd.
Nice. And you spell it the right way, too.
Yeah, with 2 Ds. She has a brother named Todd with 1 D.
Yeah.
He's not as good as we are. It was so nice. I got home from work today, and I let the dogs out and hopped on the four-wheeler. Went cruising around the property, checking on things. Back of our property is a swamp still. Bad. From all that rain we got last week, we get 3 inches, 4 inches of rain or something last week, plus all the snow melting. Hey, Tony.
Yeah, and Akiri's here, and Flying versus Farm, DIY Solar and Wind.
Yeah, DIY Solar and Wind. That's the guy. I think I sent you a message one day. I need to talk to you sometime about setting up a little solar setup for a cabin. You guys hear us okay? See us okay? Everything good tonight?
Guess so.
It takes them a second. There's some lag.
So, hey, Valerie, look what I got, guys. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. My Eat Frugal t-shirt. If you don't have one yet, go get it one. I think she's running the sale again till like March 1st or March 2nd. Hey, Kelly.
Good audio. Nice. We changed our lighting a bit too. We went from, our light that we use.
Hey, Mountain Mama.
Has a couple different settings. There's some cooler settings and some warmer settings. We went to a cooler, more natural look tonight instead of the
romantical version.
The romantical amber glow.
Oh, you got your shirt too, Kelly? Did you get the same one? I saw the Pratts posted their picture that Mike even got one.
Did he?
Yeah. They're super soft. Valerie, we weren't affected by the river raisin flooding, but we did have to drive by it Saturday. I've lived here since I was 13. I have never, ever seen it like that. Have you ever seen it that bad?
It was pretty bad.
It was incredible. Oh my gosh. So for those that don't know where we are, we're in southeast Michigan, and all over the country we've had just incredible flooding happening. I know I saw Arms Family Homestead, guys. If you guys didn't see what they're dealing with, go check out their flooding videos. Oh my gosh. I felt bad complaining about our little flooding that we had in our backyard after seeing that. But anyway, the main river that runs through town in a town just west of us and that bridge is high, and it was cresting the bridge.
Yeah, the river raisin's like 5, 6, 7 miles to the south of us. We do have a little creek on the other side of the neighbor's property, but It floods the ditch in front of our house a little bit sometimes if it gets really high, but for the most part, our house sits up really high.
Yeah.
Almost on a hill.
Yeah, we're neat. We're neat. We're special in that our house is the only house that it's kind of like the little house on the hill. Sits on a hill from everyone else. It's on complete sandhill though, so if we ever got flooded, I'm sure we would know it. Hey, Food Forest, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, they built a lot of homes that way back in the 1800s, late 1800s, 1900s. They would find the highest spot on their property, and that's where they would build their house. You know, they were smart about it. So Kalamazoo, I saw a video on YouTube today. Kalamazoo, one of the freeways, the underpasses that goes over like the bridge. Guys were riding jet skis.
Oh my goodness.
Down the street, back and forth.
Oh my goodness.
Doing jumps, trying to reach up and touch the viaduct above them.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
wow.
It was crazy.
Oh, hey Dutch, how's the calf? I think it's a calf. Your little cow that's sick. I saw your current video that you thought she was better and then she's not, but I haven't gotten a chance to check it out yet. Mountain Mama incubated. I incubated and one hatched, one chick. So let me tell you guys, that was my very first topic to ask because I need help.
Sorry.
Pete's. We're getting violent up in here already.
Oh, you unplugged our power cord. I don't want to lose everyone.
So I have a little group of 4 bantams in my laying flock. One of them's a rooster. And I didn't know, because they're smaller than my standard laying hens, if he would ever choose to get busy with some of my big ladies. Mm-hmm. Well, today...
And the big ladies are...
What?
Barred Rock, right?
Yeah.
So they're full-size chickens.
Yeah, they're full-size chickens. Today he decided to become a man for the first time that I saw him. And so what I'm wondering is there a dominant gene there? So if I chose to incubate eggs, because my plan was to add to my laying flock, if I chose to try to incubate those eggs, would they come out bantams or would they come out like a standard chicken, do you think? I'm curious if you guys have ever had a crossbreeding situation between like the little small bantam hens and your big chickens. You have a video on it, Mountain Mama? Oh, she said no. Okay. And so Mountain Mama, what when you actually hatch out those chickens, if you've done it before, do they come out small like bantams or do they come out like your standard chicken? Oh, Tony's asking, Todd, did we ever look up the history of our property from years ago? That's a good topic for a live show in the future.
The dogs decided to wrestle on some of our cords. I've done some research on it because we know the gentleman's name that originally found.
I'm talking to Stacy. Stacy, hold on just a second. I got a good update.
We know the gentleman's name who founded this original homestead, which the road that we live on is also named after the same family. So this was kind of like the family's founding home in the county where we live. So I've done some research about the guy. I think he was a Freemason from what I can tell, from like way back in the day, unless my research is wrong. But we did talk to the local county museum, has a lot of records, and I talked to one of their archival specialists one time and said, hey, we need to know the history behind our homestead. Can you guys hook us up and tell us what's going on? And they said, yes, absolutely. They prefer that you make an appointment. That way they can make sure one of the archival specialists are there. But we just haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm actually hoping to set up the appointment and, if possible, talk to the person ahead of time and say, hey, can we film the conversation that we have and what you can show us about our property? That way we can turn it into a cool video that we can keep around.
I think it would be amazing to, and somebody, well, no, it was our neighbor down the road. He goes to church with somebody that was a family member of this original family.
Yeah.
So I think it would be just so cool to get to meet her, and then like she's an elderly woman now, to get to interview her, and maybe it was like her uncle or her grandfather or something like that.
It was definitely on our list. It's just one of those things that we just haven't really had the time to do, but I'm definitely really interested in it.
Thanks, Jerome. It's my favorite hat. So I think I saw, Stacy. So yay, since you asked, you get to be the first pitcher today. So if you don't know, I am trying a new experiment starting seeds this year, and it's that winter sowing method where you take like a milk jug or a 2-liter pop bottle, basically any transparent vessel with a lid on it.
Empty milk jugs.
Yeah. And hey, Chelsea. And you put your potting soil in it and you just like scatter your seeds. Some people actually plant them. There's, I guess, different choices for different folks. So I tried both ways, and you're working towards starting your winter or like spring hardy seeds, but you're doing it outdoors. So you don't need grow lights and all that fun stuff. But it takes a long time, so you have to be super, super patient, which I'm not. But, Stacy, looky. So this is a side-by-side view. And on your left, you're seeing like looking down the hole of the 2-liter bottle. And all my little broccolis are sprouting. I'm so super, super excited. But I'll tell you, I completely expected. Can you guys see those little baby green sprouts? It's so fun. I completely expected my onions to come up first. So I was kind of disappointed to not see my onions working out. Exactly, Mountain Mama. It acts just like a little miniature greenhouse thing going on. And they say it's supposed to replicate just nature. Mm-hmm. And that plants are dropping their seeds and naturally coming up. Okay, thanks, Mountain Mama. Yeah, I was so happy. I know, green, right? Yay, green stuff is coming out of the ground again. Hey, Crazy Days, how are you? Oh, so that reminds me, not Crazy Days, but Deep South Homestead and Liz Zorab are doing a really fun collaboration right now on what homesteading looks like around the world, and they're trying to get as many people to be a part of the collaboration. We were contacted by Liz, so we were hoping to do it when we came home today because it was really nice, but it's we got distracted. Yeah. So we're gonna get that done, Wanda, and hopefully get it out to you guys soon.
March 5th is when we're supposed to have it posted.
Oh, March 5th. Yep. Okay. Oh, I saw Chelsea said that I think she starts, or no, Mountain Mama says she starts her herbs the same way. You guys are going to confuse me in here, Little Mountain Ranch and Mountain Mama. So I'm just going to say Chelsea and Mountain Mama.
See you in 12 days. Must be some people heading down south.
Yes.
To the deep south.
That'll be fun. I hope you guys have a blast. You guys are going to record it, I'm sure, and be able to show us all some of it for us that can't make it.
Yeah, I think our YouTube subscriber stream is going to be Deep South Homestead meetup for about 5 days in a row. It'll be like, more?
Oh,
We're just going to be just like we're being there with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun, Chelsea, to see all the different views from, like, because we follow several people, like Swedish Homestead over in Sweden, Liz over in England or the UK, and
a couple Australia people.
A couple Australian folks. So that Charles Dowding, I really enjoy. Of course, African Homestead, he's in Liberia. And so it's going to be neat to see what comes out of it. But let me tell you what we got distracted by today. So I came home and Todd, like he said, he was on the four-wheeler. I was like, what you doing? He said, just going for a ride. Do you want to go? I'm like, sure. Where are we going? And you guys, if you watched our goals video, one of our goals was to start our fencing project. We called it phase 1. But the first part of phase 1 was getting our property surveyed. So I finally bit the bullet and paid too much money for that. So other things on the goal list had to come off the goal list to make that happen. But our property is now surveyed. So we had our little stakes all down our property lines. And you'll see kind of that line down the middle is where Todd was mowing last year, not exactly sure where the property line goes. And at this point, it's not that wide. But the further you get back, it gets wider and wider. We actually, I wish they could see my mouse. If you see the tree at the very back that kind of splits like this, the bigger tree, that's actually right in front of that is where the property line is. And so that's really exciting because we gained on both sides quite a bit of property because we weren't exactly certain where the lines were. And now we can get to talking about more purposefully our phased approach to actually putting in
perimeter fencing. And we know we've been really hesitant to do, whether it be fencing or anything, even where I mow. We've been hesitant because we don't want to encroach on our neighbors. We don't want to anger the neighbor on one side, and because we're mowing the grass too far. And so in a lot of ways it's really good because we know where our property starts, we know where our property ends. So it was exciting to actually see it. We weren't expecting it either.
Yeah, it was a complete surprise. I literally
came home today and decided, well, and I'll do that a lot of times. I'll come home from work, hop on the four-wheeler, and just ride the perimeter of our property just to check on things, see what's going on, see how wet it is.
Oh, somebody asked, did we get muddy? No, but I think he was tempted a couple times.
Well, you did when we walked the field, yeah.
So we had to kind of climb over the old abandoned, at the back of the property, there's a abandoned, like crushed by trees, old fence that we would walk over and kind of walk the farmer's field back there. And we had to walk that to see the property stakes at the back corners. And very surprising, the property stakes were actually in the field and not in the tree row where I thought it would be. So that was, we even gained property on the backside. So that was fun. The felting soap video. So Mountain Mama said she loved the soap video. That was so much fun for me to put together. I just love how the music worked out. So yeah, I was surprised how many people didn't know about felting soap. I I mean, it was new to me when I learned about it last year, but I thought I was the one not in the loop. But I'll tell you what, it makes your soap last so much longer. Yeah, we went out to eat tonight, so we didn't have our normal time with the dogs. They're, hey, Deborah, how are you? Hey, I don't think I got to say hi to Noah's Ark. Hey, Noah's Ark. I got to try that. You do. I mean, even if you don't make soap, try it with your store-bought soap. What else is going on?
How are we doing on time? 9:20? We can talk about how you...
Oh my goodness.
What we did this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So she spent the last
syrup
2 weeks harvesting, I think when we talked about it last week on our live stream, harvesting maple syrup from our trees. We don't have...
Well, I harvested sap.
We harvested sap.
Yeah.
We don't have a ton of maple trees. We have about 5. And we have about 8 walnut trees. But you had a lot of syrup saved up.
Yeah,
a lot of sap.
12 gallons of sap. And we have like no setup. Like we don't have like the cool evaporator, even like, you know, the backyard ones that you see with the cut off barrels and drums and stuff. I mean, it was literally a wood stove was our plan. And we ended up resorting to using a turkey fryer. And so, yeah, I wish we had a picture of the side of this little wood stove. It was left behind, and no telling how old it is, in the back barn. And it's got the cutest little landscape on the side of a man and a woman either dancing or ice skating, like in a mountain scenery. It's so darling. But I thought that if we took that hot plate off, we could boil sap, and I had like a big stainless roasting pan. And would we watch that for maybe an hour before I gave up? And it was, I mean, you started seeing steam come off of it, but it was nowhere close to boiling. So I ended up asking them to hook up the turkey fryer and get that going. But for 12 gallons of sap, I was at it 10 hours probably, getting that boiled down. So.
And you ended up with?
Well, I don't exactly know yet. I'll tell you what I ended up with. I ended up with like a half gallon of my finished product. This is my very first time doing it, so I really did not know what I was doing. I mean, I tried to do as much research, but until you do it, you just don't know. And I think it's still too runny. It tastes amazing, like amazing, amazing, like something I've never tasted before. Good. I also learned a hard lesson in that it was cloudy. And everybody, like when you see those real pretty pictures of syrup and it's like crystal clear, and you can see it now. I'm going to hold it up. See that sediment at the bottom? Yeah. So I guess that's something called like nights, which is, they say it doesn't affect they say it doesn't affect the taste, but you wouldn't want that in your syrup if you were like giving it away. So what I learned is you've got to actually filter it like 5 times, and I only filtered it once. Stop. So I think what I'm going to do is just leave it as is. And if I know like we're going to have syrup on a Sunday for pancake breakfast or something, I'll just pull it out the day before and boil it down more to get it thicker. So what I thought, I didn't finish that statement. I assumed it was still runny because it was so hot. and
Right.
that it was going to thicken as it cooled, and it didn't.
And then when it was hot, it was really cloudy.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a little process of learning.
The next week, maple sap should be really flowing according to all the weather reports. It's going to get cold again at night and warm back up above freezing during the day. So next week.
Yeah, it was a really slow week this week, this past 5 days. Like, I've hardly gotten anything off my trees. I saw Chelsea said she does birch. You're going to try it, or you've done it before, Chelsea? It says that they're going to try birch syrup. I've heard it's good, but it just takes a lot more sap, I think.
That's 120 to 1, I think.
Oh, really? I saw also part-time permies started collecting sap today from their trees.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And Mike Pratt already did his first boil, and he's got a lot more maple trees than I did, and his came out gorgeous, dark, thick-looking syrup.
His was dark.
Mm-hmm. Really dark. Food Forest says that their family has 300 acres in the, I'm not going to know how to say that, Algonquin Highlands, all maple syrup, and they produce a lot of maple syrup. Cool.
Wow. That's when you start running miles of blue hose through the forest with vacuum pumps and.
Yeah. Oh, Deborah said, lots of learning curves on the homestead for all of us. I got nothing but learning to do.
Yeah, same for me.
It's funny, I was thinking that for some reason it popped in my head today. I don't know if I saw something that triggered the thought, but like when I was 18, 19, 20, I mean, even when I was 30, I wouldn't have thought I was going to be here, but when I was really at that, college age, you would have told me I was doing this. I would have been like, oh, I don't think so. I'm going to be like on Wall Street or something like that. And my Donna Karen and my Gucci. And I had other priorities, Lord. Oh my goodness. Never tipped him. Okay. Thanks, Deborah. Okay, good night, Chelsea. I got to go watch your big, huge family grocery haul. I can't wait to see what that looks like. I can't imagine shopping for a family that size. 5 kids was more than enough for us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so can I? Yeah, let's.
Hey, you can drive.
No, that's fine. If you follow us on Instagram, you will have seen this a little bit, but for other folks that haven't seen it, I couldn't be more prouder of the project that we did over the winter, or over the weekend, and very, very thankful for Todd, because I thought I was all-powerful She-Ra. I can do this all by myself, and I got to the point where I'm like, save me, save me. So I opened up the doors to my shed, and this is what I showed you guys. This is my barn. He's got the big barn. This is my barn. And it's supposed to be, and this is, see how tiny I made my little box of me, because I put myself in a little box of shame down here, so you can't see me. But this is supposed to be my feed barn, my garden barn. And it just became the catch-all of everything. You see corn holes in here. All the bikes are in here. And there was no organization. It was just like this empty shell of a room that I tried to make work. Well, now I've got goats coming. I've got pigs coming. There was no way I was going to be able to make this work. I needed to get everything out and figure out some kind of organization system. So that's what I did. I did that job. I pulled everything out. And And I went and even started, I got the saw out, I got my nails and my screws, and I got, what's the little level thing that you make straight lines when you're going to cut wood?
A square.
A square. I got some old scrap wood. I was going to build shelves. And I got to that point where I was looking at the wall and I thought, oh no, I don't know what I'm doing. So I asked him if he wouldn't mind just come helping me build some shelves. And that's what it turned into a bit more of a project than we planned, because there was actually boards that we took down that were actually holding the barn together. So we had to reattach those. And then we took down this big piece of plywood that was up on the back wall, only to find that there was a huge hole in the barn there, so he had to patch that. But this was the reveal afterwards. The bikes are now up in the attic of the big barn. All my cardboard has been broken down and organized, and I've got this lovely little potting bench on the back wall with shelves. And now up in the loft has all been cleaned out so I can store hay up there. Oh, I'm just so happy. So that was our all-day Saturday event. Oh yeah, there was one more picture. Look what we found up in the loft. Like this old, it looks really old yoke and a ton of like old horseshoes. Like they're really old. They're like pitted, and so I want to get cute little nails and use that as just a little decorative feature in there. So it turned out good.
Surprise finds, yep.
Good job. Thanks. I think it turned out like amazing. I walked in there the next morning and you almost forget, like, you know, it's early, I got to feed the chickens, and I walked in there and it was just like took my breath away. I'm like, oh, I can actually walk.
Yeah, it turned out really nice.
Hey, Lady B.
We did have to go to Lowe's to get some supplies.
But we ended up with extra.
We did end up with some extra. We have a couple piles of scrap wood, and we thought, well, we can piece this piece together and piece that piece together. And then once we started finding pieces of the barn framing that were scabbed together with pieces running in weird directions, we started pulling things apart. I'm like, you know what? If we're gonna do this, let's do it right. Ran to Lowe's, got some 2x4s, and I think everything else we just was scrap. I think all we really used was some 2x4s and a couple pieces of shelf boards and some shelf brackets. And
yeah, guys, I think Kelly and Deborah said I got to turn those horseshoes the other way. Or no, Valerie. He's told me that too. He said you can't hang them that way. They got to go the other way. I don't think I've ever heard that before. They say if you put your horseshoes this way, the luck runs out. Things you learn. No, I'm not superstitious. Hey, but if it helps, I'll try it, I guess. I think that's all of our updates.
No, we have the chickens.
Oh, yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful day today, so we let our chickens out for recess. You know, they haven't seen much grass in a very long time, and we do not let our chickens free range, just because we do have eagles, we have hawks, we have coyotes, so when we're home, typically when we get home from work, we'll let them out for a couple hours to have fresh grass, and they put themselves up then at night. And I thought that was just, we were getting ready to go to dinner tonight, and I saw the sun setting, and it was just glistening off their pretty feathers. I'm like, oh, go grab that picture of the chickens. I thought it turned out really, really pretty. All those fluffy butts.
Yeah, and they loved it too. We come home from work and they're all like by the gate, like, can we go out in the grass? Can we go out in the grass?
Thanks, Tony. That was it, right? There wasn't anything else that we were missing.
From our list of
Gosh,
pictures.
it's only 9:35. We went through that fast.
Yeah, well,
I think so.
yeah, I think we covered everything. There's that one last picture, but we can save that for the end because it's just a fun little thing.
So I talked about the bantam rooster, so I'm going to watch Chicken Mama's videos on that.
Mountain Mama.
Or Mountain Mama. Talked about the broccoli sprouts. So who all's going to any homesteading conferences soon? All right. I know we've got Deep South Home Gathering coming up. Then it's Patera's Appalachian Homesteading Conference. Or I think she calls it the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. And then I only know of the what is it? Amy's
Homesteaders of America.
Homesteaders of America conference in October. Well, so Valerie, she ended up not being sick. So Valerie's asking, how's my sick chicken? She ended up just being going through a mold, oddly, in January or February, whenever that started. But she's coming out of it just fine. Thanks for asking. Yeah, so those are the only conferences that I know of, and I did purchase a ticket to go to the the Homesteaders of America conference, but I still have to find exactly where I'm going to stay. Oh, Lady B said she's going to the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference in May. Oh, good. I hope you have fun. Now, is that a 2-day one or just a 1-day event? Jerome B said that they were pretty chicks. I think so. We don't have very many. We just have the 7 original laying hens and then 4 of the bantams.
Yep. And of the 4 bantams, 1 is a rooster. And those were kind of rescue chickens, right? There was a lady who lived 3 or 4 miles to the east of us who had a pretty big flock, and she was like, I need to get rid of all my chickens because we want to start traveling. They're getting older, I think, retired, and need to find homes for all these. So we took 4 of them. And
yeah, I have to say, as much as I love the rooster, I don't think I would do it again. I think that I think you hear, like, you just have to be cautious about bringing in external chickens into your own flock. It was a very long cohabitation process. Integration process, yeah. That they did not appreciate one another at all for a long time. And then they're not productive like my other laying hens. They don't seem to be adding value, and I just felt bad for them. Jerome B said he needs to finish his coop right after I finish the raised bed gardens. It sounds like you have your priorities in order. Yes, raised bed gardens would be my first choice too. Share videos, everyone, on the conferences you're going to for us who can't go. Okay, will do. Tony said, where is the one you're going to? The one that I'm going to, the Homesteaders of America conference, is in Fort Royal, Virginia. Tony's always so sweet in this.
Yeah, I know. Anything else on our list?
Just our channel shoutouts today.
We went fast. Talked about the broccoli growing.
So I'm just catching up on videos. Food Forest Permaculture said something makes nice beer. And I'm wondering if it's um, when when we were talking about birch syrup and maple syrup.
Yeah, I didn't catch
And
that.
then Deborah asked if, with respect to that syrup, is that jar done completely? And hopefully I answered that question, that I want to boil that more before I use it to get a little bit thicker.
Yeah, so there's pretty, you kind of see how it's not really thick like what you buy in a grocery store, but I mean, what you buy in a grocery store, most of it's probably not
Karo
really.
syrup or something like that.
Corn syrup
Yeah.
and Karo syrup all mixed in with maple flavoring and
Yeah. And I'm used to like natural syrup being thinner than Aunt Jemima or Log Cabin or something like that. You're now still asking for our other food night.
food videos. We talked about
Taco
food.
night. We did talk to each other about it this week. So what are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do? Are we gonna tell people what we're gonna do?
I don't remember. Oh, our childhood ones?
Yeah, well, we had a couple ideas. We were it was a couple nights ago we were making something, and I was like, you know what would make fun videos to do, and would be to every now and then do like a, what we call it, like flashback food of let's cook something tonight that was one of your favorite childhood dishes, whether it be grilled cheese sandwich, fried bologna sandwich. I'm just making stuff off the top of my head, but
when you remember back, it was like your fondest memory. And I'll tell you a story because I'll never make a video on it because it's disgusting. But it had to have been like 3-4 years ago. It was a hot summer day, and for some reason, I craved a childhood favorite of mine. And I grew up, my family was very, very, very poor. And the things that I think back and say, realize what we ate, my mom did what she could. And she really, really stretched meals. She stretched grocery items. She made the best. And of course, as a child, I just thought, I never realized that we didn't have a lot. And my favorite sandwich in summer that I can remember was you'd take 2 slices of white bread, and my mom would slice a hot dog straight down the middle in half and lay that hot dog on the bread and put ketchup on it and put that together. Or mayonnaise, whatever you wanted. And it was just a hot dog sandwich. And we loved hot dog sandwiches. So I thought, I'm going to go make myself a hot dog sandwich. Oh, I took one bite and I couldn't swallow it. I'm like, I don't know how I ate this. But, oh my gosh. I'm glad it was a fond memory in the past because I couldn't do it anymore. Yeah, that's our dog dreaming.
It's the little ones under the blanket here somewhere, and she's having a dream.
Oh, chocolate gravy? Yes. We didn't grow up with that, but we grew up with red eye gravy. So
yeah, but there's something we might do sometime, and it's not going to be the most fabulous food in the world. It might be hot dogs on a bun or whatever it turns out to be, but different things from our childhood that we remember eating often, or things that we really liked, or maybe it was even something that mom made all the time when you were little and you hated it, but it reminds you of your childhood. It's one of those things where they always say how certain smells bring back memories from situations or places that you've been or times in your life. So, and smells and tastes are so tied together that it's fun to go back and eat things from your childhood. So.
Yeah, I'll tell you my favorite and it's good, but I don't make it because it's so bad. But my mom could make some mean chicken fried steak. And I grew up in Louisiana as a child, so he's I've tried to get him to adjust, and he's not quite there. We don't eat mashed potatoes with our meat. We eat white rice, and you put your gravy on your rice. And so I remember the first time I made chicken fried steak for him, I served it with the white rice and the chicken fried steak gravy. He's like, gravy on rice? I'm like, heck yeah. So that would be my go-to meal. You gotta cook that slow and long in the cast iron skillet. I didn't think you could make gravy any better. Yeah, but once you turn it into chocolate gravy, it's good. Okay, sounds good, Jess. Maybe you'll win one of those free tickets. Everybody gives giveaways for tickets. I'm just camping. I'm I'm not. I looked into prices of hotels and
Expensive?
well, it's not expensive, but even if you got like an $80 a night hotel, if you got to be there 4 days plus buy your meals and whatever, it just adds up. So
What do I think? Tony is asking what I think of 707 subscribers.
pretty wild.
Yes, me.
Oh,
Yeah, so our YouTube channel, you can come back in. We launched our channel officially in January 1st, and I had absolutely no idea that it would grow the way that it has. 707 I think is cool. Would 1,000 be cool? Yeah, absolutely. 2,000 be cool? Absolutely. But what's even cooler to me is the subscribers that we do have that we interact with often. It's the people that show up every Tuesday night to visit with us and watching videos 5 minutes after we post them, and they're already commenting on our videos. Mm-hmm. That's the best part. It's definitely for me is a quality over quantity.
And that's what we really feel like we truly have. Quality people on our channel.
Yeah. So that's my thought on it. I mean, numbers are cool.
Like we'll lose a subscriber every now and then, or we might lose 5 a day. I'm like, man, we lost 5 subscribers today. He's like, oh, we didn't want them anyway. Like they weren't cool enough. And that's true. I mean, the people that we only want people that want to be here with us. And
yeah.
But can I say what I think now?
I don't know, ask Tony.
Tony, can I tell you what I think?
Yes, you can.
I have to wait for Tony's permission. He's our moderator. Tony, you want to be our mod? You're here every week.
You're about to get a promotion.
How is that for Quinky Dink? No, but I'm super excited. I'm excited. Yeah, I know it's weird, isn't it? DIY Solar and Wind said that they lost 9 today. Like for a very new young channel, when you get those subscribers, it really means a lot because you are trying to reach as many people as you can and build community, and then to see, sometimes it's been significant decreases, 7, 9, and it's all so I get bummed out more than he does probably, and I'm like, man, what's going on? But no, I'm then just have to focus on you guys and the great people that we already have here, and it means the world to us.
Absolutely.
What's our avatar? What's an avatar?
Oh, our little picture of us inside the little
Oh,
circle of me
oh.
and you. I don't even think I had a beard in that one.
Yeah,
Maybe
you did, but it
a
was a
little
really
bit,
short
a
beard.
little
I
short one.
agree. It's a really lovely picture. Um, so let's start with our channel shout outs. We got 10 minutes. And we're going to end at 10 o'clock on time this week. So I want to bring forward a channel that, and I'm surprised he's not here tonight because he usually joins us. It's Joe over at, it's called YB Farm. Let me type it in so you guys can see it. It is YB Farm, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we put the links this time in the description of our live show, so you guys can come back once it, you know, gets up and published and everything, and check out these channels. But Joe's a fellow Michigander, similar to last week. I promoted a fellow Michigander, but he was a really big channel. Joe's a small channel, but I swear he deserves a much larger following than he currently has. Super humble, super down to earth guy. I have only had time to catch up on maybe 5 or so videos. I was so impressed by his gardening. I can't wait to go watch more, but right now he's doing his maple syruping process. Young family, younger kids, maybe preteen age. So I can't wait to catch up on exactly all. Beautiful piece of property. Go watch it just for the piece of property. Tell him 1870s Homestead sent you over there. So just really, really fun. And then my favorite video of the week, I only have one this week, and I'll probably just get down to just one, just so we don't take up your guys' time too much. I loved, and it was just yesterday or the day before, Jason over at Sow the Land did building a seesaw with his daughter. If you guys didn't get to see that, I'll tell you why I loved it. Number one, he's a very busy man, and he took time out of his busy schedule to do something fun with his daughter. And that is something she's going to remember till the day that her father passes, was that moment in time that they were out in the backyard and my daddy built a seesaw for me. So you'll have to go check that out. It was that we have to take those moments out of our day and out of our life to do those little special things. Like I had a sweet moment with my daughter. I was so excited about what was going on in the garden shed this week, but I told Todd I gotta stop. I gotta go in and spend time with Abigail. She was getting ready to go to a dance, and I wanted to be there for her and do her hair and whatever I could do to help her out. Yeah, it probably is YB Family Farm. That sounds right.
Yeah, there's in the description of this video, you can check it out when we're done, or if you're, I guess if you're on a PC, you can just scroll down to the description. There's links to the channels and the videos that we mentioned in our shout outs this week.
Good night, DIY Solar. I'm sorry if I missed you leaving. What's sweet and sour lettuce?
Never heard of that one.
Milk
Like a salad with French dressing on it?
Milk, sop, and toast? I don't know what that is either. So what were your choices?
So this is my my first official time giving shout outs this week. I think I did a partial one. Ooh, their screen just flickered?
Yeah, I think it was the sub pump kicked on. It did something.
I gave a partial shout out last week to someone. I'm not remembering right now.
Oh, good. Jerome B's already subbed to both of them.
Oh, cool.
Maybe you're not subbed to these because these are unique.
Yeah, so the two that I'm going to shout out this week aren't specific videos, although I think in the description below I linked not just to their channel, but to a specific video on their channel that kind of
Caught your attention.
caught my attention. I watched it and I was like, okay, I'm subscribing to these guys because I like what they produce. The first one is called The Outsider. It's a gentleman. I don't quite know how old he is, but him and his dad. They live up in Canada. I don't know exactly where. I've really got to watch more of their videos to learn more about these people. They have a lot of property up in Canada, and they've been in the process for the last couple years of building a cabin way out in the middle of the woods by hand, cutting logs, hauling them with their tractor. There's some great voiceover work. The filming's really good. They seem like some really down-to-earth people. They got a lot of subs. In fact, both channels that I'm mentioning tonight are well over 100,000. But it's my pick for the week. And
very manly channels.
Yeah, manly channels.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one that I came across is also in the description as a link to a specific video on that channel. But I've since I've watched that one, I've been checking out other videos on that channel, and it's called The Northman, Northmen, and I'm pretty sure it's a Norway-based channel that does documentary style filming, 15-20 minutes in length of the old school way of building and doing things, whether it be cutting down trees, hauling logs with horses, building dugout canoes with axes. But it's all Norwegian based, so there's a little bit of Vikingness mixed in with it. Some videos will be 15 minutes long without a single word spoken. It's just all cinematography with some sound mixed in. But beautiful work, beautiful production. It's called The Northman.
Okay, hey, getting started on homesteading. They have a big growth on their farm. 20 new chicks and 9 new baby rabbits. Sounds like you got your hands full. Completely understand. Yeah, so I got to catch one of the Northman videos with you. Hopefully it's the one that you linked, because I was enamored by it, and I would actually like to watch more of that channel, even as like it's not necessarily like what we're typically used to watching. It's more soothing entertainment. But that's our channel shout outs and our video shout outs for the week.
Next week we'll do it again.
Yep.
Sometimes it'll be a favorite video that we watch. Sometimes it's some new channel that we came across. But
so don't forget to, we promoted at the big, if you're weren't on at the beginning of the live stream, promoted the Liz Zorab and Deep South Homesteads collab that they have going on together, and it's homesteading around the world or something like that. And I saw Wanda's comment that don't worry about the March 5th date. You can do it anytime.
Oh, okay.
So they're just trying to get as many people as they possibly can engaged to show what homesteading looks like in different regions and different areas. I'll promote this one more time. Wrong way. So eat frugal because I can, Tangi and Amanda. So Tangi from Freedom Homestead and Amanda from Fundamental Home. Selling the t-shirts, I believe, through May 2nd, still through Frugal Family Food, to get their website up and running.
Yep.
So they would appreciate any help we can give them with that. And I'll tell you, the t-shirts are great. They're unisex, though. So I ordered a medium thinking I was ordering a woman's medium. It's a men's medium, so it's a bit big. So keep that in mind when you order your sizes. But I don't mind. It'll make a great shirt.
Good pajama shirt.
Good pajama shirt. Oh, it's 10 o'clock, so we'll end with a funny, ha 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 ha. If you didn't find this in our YouTube channel this last week, you got to go look for it. And I don't know who that is at all.
It's a little old lady sitting in our living room.
Yep.
Remember her name?
She didn't have a name.
No.
Did you? Oh, no. Okay, so here now said she wanted to shout out Angela's blogs. She's in Austria and really funny. So we'll have to go check her out.
Cool.
Good night, Food Forest. Great to have you here. Good night, everyone. So very thankful you guys could all join us.
Jerome and Tony and big long list of people. And I cannot say goodbye to everyone. And we cannot delay the ending this week.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
Thanks for hanging out with us.